I think it's fair to say, chums, that Meghan Markle, as an audio talent, a podcaster, was very much put into that box by Bill Simmons. Remember, the cheese from Spotify, the big CEO, who basically said, well, you know, they're not just audio talent. Now, it's not easy doing that sort of job if you've never done it before. I have great admiration for a lot of the young people who make content literally on platforms like this. They grew up with it, you see, so they know exactly what the audience wants. They're very clever with their editing, their cutting, and you know, it's to be applauded. They're very, very clever. Sadly, Meghan Markle, as a 40-plus-year-old woman, it's difficult. You know, she's still stuck probably in around about 10, 12 years ago. And that's really also applicable to her stint as a podcaster. But now her team, oh yes, the ubiquitous disruptors, well, guess what? They've got a plan. As ever, let me explain. Morning, nice to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today. Lovely to have your company in a very wet London. Did you? That's just dropped on me then. The thing is, London is now, well, we're going to have I don't know how many litres of rain or whatever in the next 10 hours or something like that. We're on an amber alert. Amber, yes. I know, I don't know. What does it mean? Do you know? I've got see these alerts pop up and you think, right, okay, you know, whatever, it's raining. So we'll have a wave. Nice to see you. Welcome one and all subscribers. It's these things, isn't it? Now, the thing I don't like, sorry, we're just going off kilter here, but the thing I don't like as well is we have a thing over here on the BBC called Weather Watchers. And these people send in some wonderful scenes of the weather in their area, you know, and the BBC flash them up for a nanosecond. I tell you what that is literally finding out the email address of you and targeting you and checking, of course, if you've paid your TV license. Trust me, nothing is ever done in the way that people assume, but this is show business, right? It's a little bit like this particular story. Yes. Now, who could forget the fact that Meghan popped up with her latest thing? You've already forgotten, haven't you? Female flounders or whatever it was called. I'm not quite sure. And it was always going to be ridiculous because you have to be successful in order to talk about success. You know, I'd be particularly interested, for instance, in listening to a podcast from, say, J.K. Rowling about how that success evolved from Harry Potter. You know, like, how did she get the break with the publisher? How did she finally get the meeting? Those are the nibs that we all really look for, aren't they? And those sort of things. You didn't really find any of that. I mean, I thought Meghan, in fairness, had some mildly interesting guests, but you never got their story because it always turned back to preeclampsia or something like that. However, there was this one podcast that really created quite a lot of fun. Oh yes, you know the one I mean. The one, of course, with Jamie Kern-Lima or Lima Kern or whatever. You know, the one where she had full body chills. I mean, I could not watch that now, having watched some of the comedic takes on that, without laughing, because this woman looked like she just swallowed a helium balloon and decided to love bomb Meghan, as the kids say, in this high baby pitch voice for about an hour and a half. Why she couldn't speak in a natural voice, who knows? But according to a very well-placed source, her team, Meghan's team, and apparently Jamie's team, or Jamie's team, whatever you call her, well, they believe that, in fact, podcast success is literally inches away. Oh yes, because they think that these two would be very good to team up together. So I've got the giggles, to team up together and to do a podcast about sort of female things and entrepreneurs and just basically gossip of the day. Now, I don't know about you, chums, but I'm not sure how much more I could take of that. And also, it does make sense to maybe try and make Meghan palatable by putting her with somebody else. I get that side of it. But of course, Meghan doesn't really want to share the limelight with anybody. There lies another big problem. And of course, with Jamie being such a gushing friend and receiving, of course, those bottles of wine on her birthday, which she duly posted out on social media, making sure the world knows she's still very much connected and Meghan's a beautiful soul. Well, yes, I can understand how this may work. Moving forward, though, it's all down to whether Meghan wants to share the spotlight. And that, of course, when you think about it, if you do get to the point where, and apparently now they're looking at a pilot idea, well, that could truly be the end, one might suspect, of a beautiful high-pitched voice friendship. Because after all, you just need to be able to pitch two egos in one room, sit back and watch it all explode. The thing is, would you tune in? Neil Sean, Kensington, London.